Alright, so last week I made a pull request for the Musescore GitHub project, and I made the suggestion to change the pipe organ instrument so that the pedals, the bottom stave, wouldn't use an octave clef. And my reasoning for that is simply that it's not the correct way to write it. The pedal notes correspond with the bottommost notes on the manuals. The pedal board is usually 30 or 32 notes long, so you can imagine the bottom 30 notes on a manual. And I got a reply saying that because the pedal sounds an octave lower than the manuals, that's the reason that it's written that way. All right, now we're going to already know what I'm going to say about this, but I just wanted to take the time to make a good explanation, because this is a common misunderstanding about the way that the pipe organ is configured. But I'll just quickly explain how we combine different stops here, which are basically the different sounds that you combine to make registrations. Now I have the pedal stops over here. They're operated by the stop tabs in here. And you'll notice that each of them has a name and it also has a number. And the number corresponds with the length in feet of the lowest pipe, approximately. So 8 foot here, bottom pipe is 8 foot. This is what we like to call piano pitch, because when you play middle C on the manual, that corresponds with the same pitch, not transposed up or down an octave. And so then you have stops which have sounds that play an octave or 2 octaves above or below, and it advances in multiples of 8. So when we have our 4 foot stop here, you won't see me playing the keyboard, but this is an octave higher. And we have piano pitch here, 8 foot, 4 foot, 2 2/3, 2, and 16. That's basically how we combine different pitches to make registrations, more than just combining pipes of different sounds of the same pitch. And so the pedal stops here, you'll see we have 16 foot pipes down here. And then we combine those with 8 foot and 4 foot. And on the other side here, we have a mixture. And so you see we have 16 foot, 8 foot, 4 foot in the pedals, and we also have 16, 8 foot, etc. in the manuals. And I'm going to prove to you that those correspond to the same notes, and that if you pull out the 8 foot in the pedal and the 8 foot in the manual, and you play the bottom note of each, the pedal is not going to be an octave down. It is the same note as the bottom note of the manuals. So here's the pedal, bottom note. And then here's the Hauptwerk, bottom note. You can clearly hear that those are the same note. And so, as you see, the pedal corresponds with the same pitch of the manuals. It's not transposed an octave lower. Now, where this confusion actually arises from is because it is pretty common to include 16 foot registers in the pedal only, and then in the manuals start at 8 foot. And you could get a sound that sounds a little bit like this. So that's undoubtedly the kind of sound that that you think of when you plug you put your notes into Musescore and you use a MIDI playback, right? You want to hear a pedal's notes 1 octave below. But so the reality of it is that that's only one of first of all, it's only one of many different registration possibilities. Second of all, it's not actually transposed an octave lower than the manuals. It just uses pipes which are transposed an octave lower. I hope that makes sense. You know, the difference between the pedal notes corresponding to an octave lower on the manuals and using stops which are an octave lower. So I'm pretty sure that's all I need to say on this topic, and I hope that Musescore will make this change, because no other organ music uses an octave clef in the bass, and fortunately, all organists know that that's just a quirk with how Musescore operates. So when they see an octave clef in the pedal, best case scenario, it will simply be ignored. But if someone is not knowledgeable about that, it will lead to confusion. So I hope that you will consider making this change. All right, thank you.